welcome to your weekly woo-woo. As usual, I am your guest, Jenn Wilson, and today we have an amazing show. We're going to be talking chakras with Grand Master Kataka. And as usual, we always have our resident astrologer, Maxwell Mathews, with us. So come on, let's start talking some woo-woo, right? So today we're going to talk chakras. Chakras are those things that everyone kind of talks about, but what they really are the energy vortex of the body. They kind of run down your spine. You have 7 of them. They pretty much start at the base and they work their way up. You have your root chakra, your sacral chakra, you've got your navel, solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and then you've got your crown. All of this is going to be explained later by our guest and all these things. But the one thing that everyone always is asking is, why are they blocked? How do I unblock them? How does that work? So we're going to get to all of that in this show. It's going to be very, very exciting. And you'll notice this thing in the middle of the table. I cannot wait to show you all what this thing does. I actually won't be doing it, but Master Kataka will. Another thing that's very fascinating is there's an astrological component to chakras. There seems to be some discrepancy on the crown chakra, but all the other ones do kind of correlate. So that's another thing we'll be talking on as well. The thing is with all the chakras and all that, there's a lot of stress that can cause those. A bad breakup, financial, different things that are happening out in the ethers. And since there is an astrological component that causes stress, we are now going to go ahead and talk to our resident astrologer, Lauren, to talk to us about some of the things that may be happening out in the universe that may be causing some of these stresses. And then we'll move right on over to Grand Master Kataka, who's going to talk to us about how she goes ahead and helps you balance and kind of clear some of those messed up chakras. So without further ado, let's talk to woo-woo with Lauren. Lauren, what do we got going on this week?
Well, what we've got going on in the universe, especially that people might really be feeling hitting their chakra points, is the Pluto and Uranus square. So first of all, whenever Pluto and Uranus get together, you need to understand that cycles, planets run in cycles. You know, nothing just happens and then it's gone and that's it. Especially with Pluto and Uranus because they're slow-moving planets. So a cycle begins when we have something called a conjunction, which occurred in Virgo with Uranus and Pluto right next to each other in the 1960s. 1960s, Summer of Love, 1969. Nobody is going to deny that that was a turbulent time period where a lot of change happened unexpectedly, suddenly, and very purely. We had women's rights, we had the end of socially acceptable sexism and racism, we had the beginning of divorce rate, the change of families, all of these things going on, and these were caused by Pluto and Uranus. So right now, we're at another part of this cycle called a square. They've got a lot of turbulent energies going on between Uranus and Aries, which is really about wanting to start things, to start something new, to be independent, to be an independent self. And Pluto in Capricorn, which is about larger world structures and orders, governments, the money and financial sector, corporations, Wall Street. With them in a square with each other, our desire to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, and embrace our own power is strongly conflicting with what's going on in the world and world structures. So for people who are personally feeling that, and a lot of us are at this point, and it's just going to get harder and harder, but that's not a bad thing though, because hardness pushes change. It pushes us to be someone new and to do something new. So we're going to see that really hitting us personally, and people are going to feel it, including in their chakras, in their energy centers. They might throw you out of balance, but anytime you feel that, it's just because there's something you're supposed to be learning and something you're supposed to be listening to. So if you have personal planets that Pluto or Uranus are hitting, meaning if you're a Capricorn or an Aries or you've got other planets there, you really can feel what I'm talking about right now. Stuff is happening.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. And then you were mentioning something about Venus in Capricorn until March?
Yeah, Venus is going to be in Capricorn until March. So Venus is what's called an inner planet. Anytime you have an inner planet, which is a lot more easily accessible to us, hitting a generational planet or an outer planet, which Pluto is, because Pluto moves very slow. It stays in the same sign for up to 30 years. And it's going to be in Capricorn until 2024.
Wow.
Venus, on the other hand, usually goes through a sign very quickly, maybe within a month time period. It rarely does what's called retrograding, but Venus is going to be going retrograde for the first time in about 2 years, starting in just a few months. And it's going to stay there until March. So while it does this, it's going to go back and forth, hitting Pluto multiple times. When this happens, as a society, we're going to be triggered to reassess our values. Venus rules values. It rules everything that we like, not what we need, what we like. You know, do I really, really like having an expensive car? Do I need it? Is the government going to come take it away from me?
This strikes me as being very possibly blocking in our chakra area
Yes.
and possibly in need of a lot of balancing.
Yes,
which-
especially with love. I mean,
Yes.
Venus does hit you in your love sector too, so expect
Absolutely.
relationships to either deepen or break up, and anything that starts right now, probably not going to last.
Oh, okay. So, you know, we'll play it by ear on that one, but that's a perfect segue over to Grand Master Kataka. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming to our show.
Thank
So
you.
clearly we've got a lot of astrological and universal elements that are coming into us that might be having
Yes.
some problems, but let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So how did you get started? What brought you to the chakra healing and clearing?
Well, you know, I've been doing healing work since I was a teenager.
Okay, great.
And just through kind of the circuitous journey that all humans really go on, you know, I became a Reiki master and started teaching. But I've been a musician for many, many, many years, and I play about 50 musical
Oh,
instruments.
wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. So what I do is I literally kind of marry those two things together, the healing work and the music for sound healing.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So with that said, we talked as we're talking astrology and all that.
Yeah.
You do sound,
Yes.
but is there, as we're talking astrology and sound and all that universal stuff, is there a correlation between the astrology and the chakras?
Absolutely. There's actually a very deep correlation between the chakras, astrology. It's all a vibrational,
Okay,
you
yeah.
know, concept, if you will. Okay, so you know, and I'm sure that Lauren can you know talk more at this. That you know, in terms of you know each individual astrological chart, or I should say sign, has an actual sound connected to it, a sound
Vibration to
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yep.
And we would definitely have to get into that in another show because I think that is fascinating to take all of those levels of all of that vibration and
Yeah.
just see how it fits to all the woo-woo.
Right.
Because we do like the
Right.
woo-woo here, hence our title. So when people get their chakras blocked, what type of things? I mean, we talked briefly about astrologically, but what are kind of some of the things that you maybe see as a common thing that blocks a chakra, or what is the one most prevalent that you often see?
Well, you have to look at it like, you know, chakras, the word chakra means wheel. It's actually the spinning wheel of life. And we have them, like you had explained, all the way up, you know, from the root all the
So
way
I
up
did-
to the...
I did that
Yep,
correctly?
you did it correctly.
Excellent, yes.
And so all of those, because of life and because of everything that we do in life, we actually have these energy forces or vortices, if you will, that are actually spinning in our body. And so when we have an emotional or physical or even a spiritual or even a mental issue that comes up, they can be constricted or they can expand. When we feel love, they open up. The fourth chakra, the heart chakra, and the second chakra will open up because that's our emotions. But when we feel angry or stressed out, they tend to close down. It's just like a spinning vortex, if you will. And so the trick is no stress. Try to really energetically enjoy life as it comes at you, kind of rolling along. And one of the ways to actually open your chakras up is to breathe correctly, deep breathing. You know, it's all the normal stuff that every human needs. Breathing correctly.
Breathe like a baby,
yeah,
right?
breathe like a baby. Sleeping enough. Eating
Sleep.
correctly,
Love sleep.
meditating if you can, getting exercise, you know, having friends, having a connection and a communication with people. Those are all the things that are actually going to make your chakras spin in a correct way.
Now, this is something that I think a lot of people are really fascinated by, and with that said, we got almost all of our questions this week were all for chakras. So
Yeah.
we're going to ask answer some questions from some of our viewers. So we're very excited about that. So one of those is about blocked chakras. What you just kind of went over that. What causes the chakras to be blocked?
Right.
So we basically need to live a stress-free life. How do you know though when a chakra is blocked?
A lot of people actually don't know when the chakras are blocked, except for they don't feel right. They feel off. They feel irritated. Anytime you have any anger or sadness or anything that is disruptive emotionally or mentally in your physical body, more than likely you've got a constricted or a non-spinning or a spinning backwards chakra. And so, you know, basically that is how they become blocked. It's all mental and physical, really, in a lot of ways. But in order to unblock it, again, like I said, we want to breathe deeply, and connect and stay connected with ourselves. Becoming really present is actually the key to this. It's the key to this. It's really the key to everything, actually.
So if I had a blocked chakra, how would that feel?
Okay.
I guess is I think possibly what she's asking on that.
Well,
so if I had a blocked heart chakra.
Yeah, okay, so maybe
told
a
that happened once.
blocked heart chakra, if you're going to have that, you might be feeling sad or depressed, or you might not be feeling really a lot of love for your fellow human beings. And that's really what it comes down to. You can, if you get really in touch with yourself, you can feel that there's a void, or it's just an emptiness, or it's closed. Literally like a feeling of being closed.
Well, now that actually leads us right to the next one. What does someone mean when they say, I'm going to clear a chakra?
Okay. Well, that's an intentional thing. So if you're intentionally going to clear a chakra, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Even some people can like take a walk on the beach, or they can, take a nap, and the energy, which is the chi energy, the life force energy that is in your body, can literally kind of open that chakra up. Usually sometimes, like for example, when we go to bed at night and we sleep on it, our body regenerates our physical energy, okay? So in the morning, you might feel like clear or a clarity about a question that you might have, or something that might be happening in your life. That usually is a sign that your chakra has been unblocked, and the body unblocks it naturally. However, if you can't do that, if you can't get clear about something, you can go to somebody and have your chakras unblocked by using crystals, or getting a Reiki healing, or getting sound vibration, like something that I do. Again, there's a lot of different ways to do this. There's just several different ways that I do it that are specific in terms of focusing just on the chakras and how they work.
And I believe if our conversation went correctly, you're actually going to show us how this glorious thing works and what it's all about.
Absolutely.
And Lauren is going to actually get a little mini healing here on the
Yes,
woo-woo.
we're going to do that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do, a little bit of switcheroo around here.
Okay.
So Lauren, if you want to go ahead, and we're going to get you up on the table. And basically what I'm going to do with this, it's very, very simple. What I'm going to do is this is an instrument. It's called a hang.
Okay.
It's from Switzerland. They were only invented about 13 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's a piece of metal, basically. It's nitride steel, and it's been hammered to a specific sound. These little bumps that are here, they're called tone fields. So it's a specific tone that has this, that is with this instrument. So I play it, and the word hang, H-A-N-G, is Swiss German for hand. So they're not supposed to be played like a drum at all. They are played with the hand, and when I play them, I literally intend for the energy to come in, like the vibrational energy comes in, and the vibration, the sound that you're going to hear from this emanates, and it will go into her aura, or it'll go into her body.
Now, another quick question we had from one of our viewers was, are chakras and chi the same thing?
No,
they are not.
Okay. Absolutely. It's almost like chi is the energy, chakra is the container.
Gotcha. Okay, great.
Simple as that.
There it is.
Okay, so let me play a little bit of this hang, and I'm going to have Lauren and she's already out.
She's already out. She's like, I can't wait. I'm waiting for this the whole show.
Yeah, and so she's going to relax and just allow, and it's just a mental thing, just allowing the energy to come in, and I'm going to play the instrument. And actually, I just want to invite everybody all of the audience, when you hear this, they can hear it too, because it's a sound, it's a vibration. So the intention of this is that I'm going to send this out to everybody that's watching, everyone, all of the audience, and anybody also in the room that's watching can actually get a healing from this.
You were getting some free woo-woo on this one.
Yeah.
It's happening.
So here we go. Just everybody take a deep breath in, and just feel the energies, feel the sound. Here we go. So again, everybody can just go ahead and take a deep breath in. Feel the energy, and if you do have a blocked chakra, no matter where it is, I'm going to send out an intention right now to anybody who's watching. can actually feel the unblocking of that chakra. You can just kind of feel the loosening of that happening as I play the musical instrument. And that's just an intention that I can put out there.
That was amazing.
And just having, again, because I'm sending that Reiki, which is an intentional positive vibration, through the sound, it kind of carries, the Reiki actually sounds, the Reiki carries on the sound vibration, okay?
Wow.
So how are you feeling, Lauren, after that?
I feel like the sound came right into my center.
Right.
It really vibrated right there.
Which is for you right now, that's second chakra. So maybe perhaps there is a energy or you need a tune-up, if you will, around the second chakra, which, by the way, all women need second chakra work.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay?
And that is actually a perfect segue.
Right.
We are usually we go with our woo-woo in the world right now. We're going to do a quick speed round on that. We're talking 30 seconds total. And
Okay.
we're going to roll right into our first one with women, is this whole thing that came out with the Facebook. What is that with not the Facebook, the Photoshop, where the woman went ahead and this is what she looked like before, and then after she looked like she was a crazy supermodel. Quickly, astrology, what is that?
Neptune and Pisces.
Neptune and Pisces.
It wants to dissolve the ego completely. It wants to dissolve all of these false things that we've got going on. But it's probably going to have to get really extreme before people start paying attention and it comes up in the national conversation, which now it has.
Great, which is fantastic. And I'm going to guess that we're going to go with the second chakra on this one as well.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Occupy Wall Street. They just went ahead and took out a bunch of people's debt. They bought it on pennies on the dollar to help out humanity. Over millions of dollars worth of debt of basically medical expenses. Astrologically, where are we
Uranus in Aries and Pluto in Capricorn, exactly what I was talking about. People are feeling their own power as an independent individual or as a group of independent individuals to make a change in the world and do something good and positive, regardless of what existing structures say.
Does that hit a certain chakra for you?
Absolutely. You know, it's all about, it's about alignment, really. It's alignment, aligning all of the chakras.
That's fantastic. And our third one, we're actually going to go right on with Facebook. We're going to go with this. It is just basically, again, with babies. Someone in a dream came up with a thing on way to save babies so you don't have to do an emergency C-section. It's fascinating. In a dream, he came up with this.
That, I think, is another Neptune thing, too. I mean, people have downloading, like literally where you just get these inspiration from the divine and you know there's a real world application. It sounds like me like that's exactly what this man did.
It's fascinating. He's a mechanic in Argentina. Downloads how to save babies for the World Health Organization. And for chakras, again, all full alignment, or?
I'm going to say first chakra on that one all the way.
Absolutely. Just kind of fits
It's all
the
about
first chakra.
survival, you know?
Thank you so much. This show, I could have talked for hours about this subject. It was amazing. Thank you so very much for coming here. And I think you actually did say that people, if they want to train with you to learn how to do this kind of stuff, where can they reach you?
Absolutely. They can look me up on Facebook. They can also go to wehealuniversity.com or just katakagara.com. So I'm very easy to find online. Just type it on in.
That's fantastic. Grand Master Kataka, thank you so much for joining us and sharing this with us. Lauren, as usual, thank you so much for your amazing insight. And everyone out there, thank you so much for tuning in once again for your weekly woo-woo. And next week, we're getting ready for the holidays. So let's see what we come up with what kind of woo-woo we can come up with for that. If you have any suggestions or any thoughts you want to talk to us about, hit us up on Twitter and on Facebook. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. For more weekly woo-woo, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to us on EmpowerMe.tv.